Hey boys and girls, welcome back to the underground lair. We have ourselves a Taylor. It is a 214 CE and it's in here for a setup. It's pretty dirty. It's tuned a step down, so it's tuned to D. Let's just get, it's got sharp fret ends too. I'm gonna take care of that. Okay boys and girls, so we have our Taylor. And upon first inspection, pretty nice guitar. There doesn't appear to be any lift in the body. If there is, it's minute. I don't see. Yeah, there's a little bit in the back here, but we are tuned up to pitch. Let's see here. String height. Let's go at the body joint is 664 and 5/64. That is right about where you want it, but we're putting new strings on it, and you do not need, check that, you do not need to wrap your strings that many times on the wound strings. Just 2 times is all you need. And on the plain strings, yeah, you want about 4 or 5, 6 wraps on the plain strings because they got nothing to grab onto. So let's check our relief. Taylor likes their necks as flat as they can be without buzzing. Let's see where we're at right now. I'm gonna guess that they're at 10 right now. 10 thou. So holding on at the body joint, and that truss rod could be tightened. So let's do that. Okay, so Taylor uses a 1/4 inch truss rod wrench. Fits right on there. So we're going to take some tension. There's already tension taken off of it, but no need to put extra tension on it. We're going to tighten the truss rod a bit. I'm going to give it about a 1/4 of a turn and tune it back up. Alright then, we're going to check our relief here. Now that we made that truss rod adjustment to tighten it up a little bit. Body joint, 7th fret. Okay, it's lifting up the string just a little bit, but like I said, Taylor likes to have their necks as flat as possible. Let's just see. Alright, getting a little buzz up here, but we're going to go ahead and let the wrench or the adjustment settle in and throw new strings on it. Now we're kind of ballparked. So I'm going to go ahead, take the strings off, polish the frets, oil the fingerboard, tighten the tuner bushings, tighten the, it doesn't have a little, they just have pins that go in, so you just have to tighten the top, snug up the top, not tighten or crank. Stand by, let me do that, we'll be back. Okay boys and girls, now it's time to get rid of these sharp fret ends. The actual, it doesn't matter if they're made in Indonesia or if they're made in the US. Guitars will move to different climates like Pennsylvania, Florida, or Colorado, or Washington State. Different humidity levels, different temperatures, different fluctuations. That will cause fingerboards to shrink. And when they shrink, it caused this sharp fret end phenomenon. Yeah, okay. Now that allows me to do my taking care of the sharp ends that are just whacked off. You gotta kind of taper the end. So let me do that. Actually, I'll just show you how I do that with my fret file. It's very simple. I'll just do the 12th fret here since it's easy and it's not in the way of anything. There's still a little bit of a tang hanging out there. Alright, so you basically just round over the fret. There you go, and then we're Sharpie. I'll do that 20 more times and 20 more times, and we'll be back. Okay, so we did end up with some high frets on this, so I just basically leveled off, but the offending areas where the black is here. Here, 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 this whole fret, here, here, and 3/4 of this fret were all high. So I didn't have to take much off, but it was enough to make that buzzing that I was getting on the B, or the A and the E string. In this case, his stuff is tuned lower, so I'm just buffing these up. No big deal. Not a lot of work on this, so it won't be like a premium like his Tekka Mini was, because just not as much work involved. Okay, boys and girls, string choice for today. Since we're going one step down, we're using Ernie Ball Earthwood 13 to 56, a little heavier on the bass side. Alright, once again, for anybody who hasn't watched, take your bridge pin, and this is a Taylor design thing. There's a little notch in the bridge pin, and you can watch Taylor's video on stringing their guitars. You pull up on it, that locks the bridge pin in place, supposedly. And like I said before, we don't need to be way up here out of the camera view. Let's move it back. Okay, like I said before, okay. So we got our bridge pin locked down, and we have our tuner set at 1 and 7, and then on the other, that's on the bass side, and on the treble side we are 11 to 5. And we don't need a whole lot of turns on this string. And now we can proceed with turning it the right way. String always wraps underneath the previous wrap. Alright. Oh, there's no saddle in there, dang it. Well, that ain't gonna work. What a goof. How about we put the saddle in? Maybe we'll get somewhere. Yep, got the right one there. Alright, onwards and upwards. If you recall earlier when I was bringing this up to tune, there was hardly any lubricant in here and the strings were binding up. We're going to a larger string gauge, so we may still have that issue. Hey, how about that? Alright, so basically that's it. I'll do one more. Once again, take the correct bridge pin. Take them out in order so you know what you're doing. Put it in place like you ordinarily would. And give it a good yank on it. Feed it in the post. Preliminary stretch to the big strings. Also stretch on the other side of the nut. Okay, boys and girls, we are tuned up to D. Let's just check and see if there's any buzz. Let us check and see what our relief is. Previously we used a 10. Let's make sure that that's still good. Holding at the body joint, we want 10 at 7. And we're a little tighter than 10, but there's no buzz. And Taylor said so. Taylor likes to have their necks as straight as possible. Let's see where we did end up with the action on this. Turn the gauge around, goofball. We're at 6/64, and we are at a little lower than before. That's 5/64. Under. It's right on the line, so it's under 5/64. 5/64 is the string actually sitting on the line. I want to thank you for joining us down here in the underground lair. If you gained anything out of this, please hit the like and the subscribe and the little bell to get the notifications, because that means a lot to me. If you are in the greater Pittsburgh area and you would like your guitar brought up to par, send me an instant message on the Facebooks and we'll get you in here. Let's see what else. Oh, take care of the old folks because they are special. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. And most of all, you have yourself a very good day.